2, 1.
Amazing.
No digging. Mhm. Yep, back that way. Yep. Yep.
KY. It it says you're not live. Well, I'm looking
Yeah,
on YouTube and it says waiting.
No, we are. We are live. I can
I'll
see
yeah,
it.
open
something wrong
the
with your
I'll open up the
Wi-Fi.
app again because yeah, game set live. Yeah,
I
it
Mhm.
says
mean, I mean,
upcoming.
I mean, if you turn off the potato internet, I think that can work quite well.
Mine's probably better than your Brazilian internet.
Well, no, not the way he's using
Okay, now
I'm one. I'm
now it's
one hundred
working.
percent
Okay,
sure that's true, TJ. Not gonna lie there. I can't argue with that.
it's working now. Okay, it was just the app. The app was acting weird. Sorry about that. Continue.
So you decided to offend me for no reason whatsoever. No, no, just kidding.
Mhm.
So, how was everyone's drafts, Bob? You have something. Do you have something to share with us? Did you draft a certain quarterback, which we all said that you should not draft whatsoever?
Oregon's a
Okay.
really nice place.
You just said fuck it. Fuck it, just pick who the fuck is left there. He won. He already won. I'm sorry. He's gonna beat Kenny Pickett for sure, honestly. And he did so well, right? He's been doing so well.
It's not bad.
Have you seen him during the last Super Bowl? He just took a knee.
If you don't have
Every time.
if you don't have an offensive line, you're gonna play like shit. Seahawks are
I
known for
know.
that. Having a shitty offensive line, if they got a mobile quarterback, they're good. But if they don't, then bye bye, never going to the playoffs. So
AJ, I'm a
I
Vikings
can,
fan. I know pretty well what you mean. They're like my entire off season and draft was
yeah,
focused
we
on
got your
only picking
quarterback. We
up
got
O
Sam
line.
Darnold.
It's amazing. 4 years, $100 million guaranteed.
Yep.
Great.
Gentry getting picked with the 5th pick and, with, the Raiders was a stupid pick. You're not
Well,
they're not inside a position
it's Pete
where
Carroll. What do you expect?
yeah, they're not in a position to
There's a reason why he's no longer with Seahawks.
Yeah. You can't
Yeah.
when you draft a running back that high, you have to be like kind of set. You got your quarterback, you got your offensive line, and then you get your running back. Now, sometimes, most of the time, guys do what teams do that is because they had injuries and they get a good draft pick, and they usually fits. But you're not one player away. They are
But
multiple
Bushido,
players.
he's already got his quarterback. He got Geno Smith.
That
That's
draft
it.
right there.
He just said so. Okay, he's saying no
Shador Sanders is
audio.
overrated. I always said that. Way
What do you
overrated.
mean?
I
What
never
do you
thought he
mean
was a
no
first
audio,
round quarterback.
Timber? Seriously?
I've
With
got
Denver
plenty of
saying,
audio. He says he's got no audio, but I got plenty of audio.
what?
Oh, that there's audio. I can hear it.
I can hear you as well.
He couldn't hear my audio.
Yeah, I was
Ah,
gonna say
okay.
there's audio.
But I had this mic like in front of my face like this the whole time, so you could,
Denver, quit
you
creating like rumors.
you couldn't tell.
Oh, I can see now. The problem is Bob's audio. I can see here now. I can listen to everyone else minus Bob.
Yeah, that's Bob's fault. Yeah, I act like I just started doing this yesterday. My bad, everybody.
There's always some technical issues in this podcast. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you did.
Maybe we should try to change the name into Mike's camera. Oh shit, there's no audio.
Hey,
That would
look,
actually get views.
Mr. Bushido N7 in the chat. How you doing, brother? We got Fabio
Yes.
Amarim in the chat. How you doing, brother? Drawn TJ
There
in the
we
chat.
go.
How you doing, brother? Oh
There's even
yeah,
Mr. KY Bob in the chat. There we go.
yeah. Denver's flexing on you, by the way. TJ. His internet
Yep.
speed's 700 up, 300 down.
Yeah, what do you pay? You probably pay like what, $200 a month for the internet or $300?
No, he's in Brazil, just like Fabio.
Wait, is that MBS or is that gigabytes?
That's MBS.
Oh. Oh, so it's 700 MBS. That's not too bad.
That's
I
really
got
good.
over a gig.
That's
yeah.
3 times what Bob's got.
That's not too bad, I guess.
So, everybody,
yeah.
Mr. Fabio and Marine, sir, what have
Yo.
you been playing? How have you been? We heard about your girlfriend's loss. We're sorry to hear that.
Yes,
what have you been,
sorry to hear
what, what have you
Yeah,
been playing,
sorry to
sir?
hear that, bro.
Thanks everyone. Thanks, appreciate it. Yeah, doing well. Just way too much work with all the research that I have to do in the doctorate, but everything going well. And I just sadly had almost no time whatsoever to properly play something. I just played teeny little bits of Madden NFL 24 and some Starfield. Couldn't even play Halo. Still, I haven't started Oblivion Remastered because I want to enjoy the experience. I want to play for a long time. I don't want to like just play for 15 minutes and then I'll have to stop.
Hold on. Starfield still they didn't like delist that from a store. It didn't die. It's still a game.
It's still a game, believe it or not. It is still out there.
Wow, I'm shocked. Absolutely
Are you
shocked.
disappointed? Would
I'm
you
just-
want for it to be delisted?
That's not what the fanboys told me, Fabio. I feel.
Oh yeah,
Uh-oh.
Hey, but didn't Concord get shut down?
7 days.
Yeah.
11. 11.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's be
11.
precise here.
Well,
It was
11.
that
who's
other odd
really
number.
counting?
Oh.
Hey,
Was really counting. Well, according to my calculations here, I can see that.
That what?
Hey, how's Marathon's numbers doing right now?
That's in alpha yet. I have no idea how it's.
Oh, you mean Concord
The game
2?
hasn't even fucking released. What do you mean?
He's talking about Concord too. I mean, I think
No,
they're
no,
doing
no.
pretty good.
No, like DJ right now is sounding like Bob for when I was talking about Marvel Rivals, like
Let it die. Take
because
it
like
down.
like but when we were talking previously before you joined TJ about Concord, I said like Sony killed the game the moment they actually decided to do a state of play where they show the generic cutscene and at the same time they shared a trailer for Marvel Rivals, which is like way more charismatic because of the Marvel IP. And then Bob
Yeah.
said, yeah, but how many players are out there? The game is not alive. I'm like, Bob, the game hasn't even released yet. It's in alpha. It's in beta right now.
You
So
want to know what's funny? Sony is slowly turning into an EA. Like if it doesn't meet their budget or it doesn't meet their revenue or their return on investment or not even damn close, it's just like nope, we're not gonna put money into it. We're not even gonna see if it can revitalize itself on its own. Nope, we're not
They're
gonna
forced
even.
to it now
They
after
they're
spending all that
literally
money on
canceling it just like EA does. EA does that. They're known for that.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you just
Okay.
fine.
we wish we couldn't.
Did you notice on the thumbnail I used your portrait picture?
Did you?
Yes, I
I
did.
did not notice.
Your portrait picture wearing the 76ers hat? I love that photo.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to burn that hat now.
Damn.
Yeah, man. I've
Are
been
you?
rooting for them for years, and man, I've been with them through ups and downs, and man, they are horrible right now.
So you mean that? So you're telling me that Paul George and Joel Embiid didn't work out for you?
I said that when he got traded, and I had a buddy that was elated, and I was like, "Nah, Paul George is a donkey," and he was like, "Nah, he's gonna open it up for and this and this." And I said, "Listen, this dude stays underperforming. He's got all the talent of any player in the league, if not better, but he stayed underperforming. And what happened? I said the same thing about James Harden. Was not happy about that trade. Wasn't happy. I was glad to get rid of Ben Simmons, but that was it. Don't get me started on the Sixers. That's almost like Halo for Ramones here. So
Ramon.
Bushido, you are in a better spot than I. My Pelicans are just atrocious right now.
He called him Ramon again. I love it.
it's just
Who the hell's Ramon?
That's
DJ doesn't
That's
know because he haven't been here for a while, so he wouldn't know.
that's me. I'm the last member of the Ramones. I'm Joey Ramone's brother. So yeah, basically.
All right, Drawn TJ, brother, how you been? What you been playing?
Doing pretty good. I've been playing Path of Exile 2 and a little bit of the Oblivion Remastered. It's really good. It's like really damn good.
Nice.
Yeah, I just wish they would. Everybody's covered it, but I'll beat a dead
It's
horse.
definitely a
again.
remake. It's not a remaster. Remaster's just better graphics and better resolution and frame rate.
Well,
I would
When you
say
do a lot of like reworking like all the gameplay and everything, and you handcraft it like that, and it goes from 6 megabytes to like 110 gigabytes, that tells you that they did a remake, not a remaster. They're doing it as a marketing ploy.
nah. What it was they had Virtuous. They hand drew every asset in the game, but the game is playing on the original engine. The
yes,
gameplay
it's
engine
bizarre.
The gameplay engine is in the background with Unreal 5 laid over top of it with a paint roller. And
They are using both Unreal Engine and the Creation Engine, like in the
Which
same
is
game. I
mind-blowing.
don't know how the fuck they managed to do it.
I was gonna say I didn't know you could even do that.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, we've heard it from devs that have said you can put parts of a engine, like a gaming engine that you've already worked with, into Unreal Engine 5, parts of it, but these guys somehow managed to literally put the whole damn engine in it, and that's crazy.
That's
And
probably
It's
still,
awesome, but it's
about the
crazy.
components of uh, RDNA 2, because once you start making a game, you can't put in mesh shaders later. It can't be installed later. It has to be done in the very beginning of when you start, creating the game. So that might be the thing right there you're talking about.
yeah.
I mean,
Ooh.
what's the name of the studio again that worked on this besides Bethesda?
Virtuous.
I mean, these guys are wizards. I'm 100% sure there's going to be people that in the gaming
Coalition.
industry
I thought it was Sweet
that
Baby
they
Rayne.
are like that they are
Microsoft should
going
go
to
get them
be
or partner with them permanently.
Word.
like I do think there's going to be a bunch of third-party developers or publishers that are going to try to like, hey, wanna do this remaster here for us? It would be quite nice if you could manage to do it. But I do agree, Microsoft should try to acquire them. Like any publisher, I think should be trying to get one of those.
They're a
Yeah,
diamond in the rough.
I do agree. Mr. Bushido, how are you doing? What have you been
Good.
playing?
I've been playing. Well, first I was playing Monster Hunter Rise. I mean, Wilds, and then I ran into this masterpiece, and I never use that word. Masterpiece of a game called Expedition 33, and man, I have been blown away by this game. I feel like, remember your kid and you'd play the game as long as you could until it's time to go to bed. As soon as you woke up, you wanted to play again. That's how I feel about that. That's how I felt or feeling. Yes, and it's great. And I'm just scratching the surface. I think I'm like level 45, and I don't even think I'm really halfway through the game.
Wow.
Wait, for how long have you been playing the game? You're level
27
45
hours.
already?
27 hours.
God damn it.
Some of it had to be to level up to beat a couple of
It's actually not
bosses,
bad.
and a couple of them was to getting lost inside certain areas and trying to find a certain, because they have a lot of mini bosses and you have to find them.
Mm.
And some of them, you should fight immediately because you know where they're there. But sometimes you are not strong enough and you just got to come back.
I mean, he's got a point. Now, he's not going to like what I have to say about that game, but,
But you don't like turn-based combat, and we all hate you
I,
for that.
I don't like turn-based either. I only like RTSs that are like strategy games that are RTS with their turn-based. That's
This
it.
has a little bit of real time in it because um, you don't just pick your move and then go out and execute it. You have to tap the button, like what's it called again? QTE. You have to press A, and
Yeah,
to make sure you get perfect.
it's like Final Fantasy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so Bob has been playing what you see on screen right now, which is Days Gone, the Broken Road DLC,
Like,
which the original game, you had moments of chaos, but then really a lot of it was
Boring.
boring. And now this game, when you play the Horde, it's all chaos. So, yeah.
I heard it never ends and it keeps chasing you, no matter how far you go. That's how it works,
You know
Bobby.
what- you want to know what that reminds me of? That sounds like Elder Scrolls Online. You piss off the people, or you piss off enemies of some sort, and they'll chase you all over the damn map. They don't care where you go.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do that even in Skyrim. Like, you just kill a fucking chicken, and then the entire town is going after you until the ends of the earth.
who was the chicken like shaker to them or something?
I think it was their
but-
god, honestly.
Yeah,
But Fabio
yeah.
likes killing chickens apparently.
he does.
'Cause
he
he knows.
does. He's into all that milk and bread and chicken stuff.
Did he say milk?
Yeah, because he's Italian.
Here's the Here's the
Probably not
motherfucking.
Italian, are you?
I'm not Italian, goddammit. TJ, not you as well.
Hey, I gotta go take care of a family thing real quick. Can you all do the?
Just talk.
Yeah,
Just
Just
keep
talk.
it going. Yeah.
keep it going.
Okay,
Bob will be back.
Let me just point out that you will regret it. Okay. Just
Oh Lord.
I'm just like
Especially
he
with
just
me.
he left the show in the he left the show with in charge.
Hey,
Have a
Bushido's
me
got
and
seniority over
Bushido
you
here.
though.
Like
Is one of the-
here's the thing.
What
Here's
is
the
it when
thing.
like the inmates running the asylum?
Like here's the thing. The show is already pretty chaotic. The moment like it has me and Bushido in it. When Bob
And then
leaves
now
us
I'm
alone,
now I'm in the mix.
exactly, that's what I was about to say. Like when he leaves us alone, and now we have TJ, and we know how TJ works here. Like, and now that's it. We are going
Oh
to be
yeah.
canceled for the next 20 seconds. I believe we are going to
I used
set
to
it up.
troll
Say
TJ.
something.
I used to troll TJ inside Halo. Man, that was freaking fun. At first, he was like, "Who is this guy?" And then after a while, when he got to know who I was, he didn't pay me any mind anymore. He just started going back and forth. And the
Yep.
Halo game nights was classic though. But yeah. So I first met Trump.
Well, like here's one thing that since we were talking about Expedition 33 and we were talking about Oblivion, the Oblivion remastered, I think that both of those games are exactly like what the industry needs. Not in terms of mechanics, not in
Yeah.
terms of their themes, but in terms of like we are the moment we have more hype for a remaster or a remake of a game that was released 20 years ago instead of the hype for modern games, it's because the
Yeah.
industry right now it's really fucked up in the way they make games and the games that they are making.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
we do have studios that are quite small or some that can be quite big, like for example id Software, that are doing their parts in doing great amazing games, and Expedition 33 seems to be representing that. And like here's one shocking factor: both the Oblivion Remaster and Expedition 33 are $50. So we have been
But they're
seeing
also both
all
in Game Pass,
Yep.
yes, they are also both in Game Pass, but like
and they're being
the
successful in both.
exactly. But like what I wanna try to say is that motherfucking Nintendo, motherfucking Sony, motherfucking Microsoft, for the fucking love of God, can we please stop raising the prices of games? We are already at $70, soon to be 80 because of Nintendo with the
You
Nintendo
can
Switch 2.
blame the two redheaded stepchilds, aka Nintendo and fucking Sony, because those are the guys that are causing damn problems. Sony's so damn stubborn; they just want to get even with wherever they can get it. Nintendo's too good for their own shit. They're like, well, we got dumbass people buy our shit anyway. Even if we sold it for like $1,000, people would buy it because that's their
People don't
mentality in their
understand.
damn heads.
I
Yeah,
saw people don't
so
understand. I'd pay $100 for
it's
quality.
I hate to say this, and I'm sorry, but Nintendo reminds me of a damn cult.
What?
Okay,
Serious?
thank you for not doing
I'm
that.
What do you
serious.
mean there?
You redo the same fucking game and then you barely change anything about it and then you charge full fucking price. I get it.
Appreciate
The
full
game
price.
is fun, but it's not that damn fun. Like if you kept like just adding one map to fucking Halo and then kept on calling it a new Halo and it was the next Halo, but it wasn't, I would not pay anything for that. I'd be like, kick rocks. You're gonna have to give me a whole full game. I'm
It's
not
going
gonna
to
sit
be
there and do the same shit.
it's going to be Halo 2, +1 because of the
Yeah,
one
I
plus
know.
one map.
My point is, Nintendo, they don't realize that if they only care about the money, there's so much ways they can make so much more money if they actually just open their fucking minds, but they won't because they're Japanese. They're not going to open their minds. No offense, but the Japanese have a way of doing things their own way, and they are very stubborn people. They're nice people, but they're stubborn. They're stubborn. I mean, look at Sony. If it wasn't for Xbox, Sony would probably still be doing cartridges and CDs still, and
Hey,
not doing
if it
anything
was for
digital.
Xbox,
So,
we wouldn't have crossplay. Sony was
well,
doing that
we wouldn't even have
hard
online. Consoles
at the
don't have
get-go.
online until Xbox.
No,
I remember they
but like
So,
I
okay.
think it is like I think it is important that first of all Bob needs to take his medicine, otherwise he's going to be doing that as a non-stop. And second of all,
That's the
and
monkey
second of
dance.
all, I, thi- I think it is important for us to like we need to give props to who deserves it, and we need to like throw shit at who's doing bad stuff, because let's be honest, both Nintendo and Sony have some really great contributions to the industry. And like for example, Satoru Iwata from Nintendo, he decided to take with the fiasco that was the Nintendo Wii U. He took a pay cut to keep his employers employed. That managed to give more morale, and they managed to have the Nintendo Switch 2 afterwards, which is different from companies like Sony, EA, Microsoft, who start to like laying off people over and over again. But yes, it seems that the cycle of every single console manufacturer ends up happening. And like they have one really good generation, and right after that they fuck it up, and then they manage to be humble and they have another pretty good generation, and then they get
called
over their
having a
heads
Tom
and they
Radford.
fuck it up. It's amazing. Like you get for example the Xbox with the 360 to the Xbox, like the 360 to the Xbox One. You have the PlayStation, the PlayStation 2 to the PlayStation 3. You have the Nintendo with the Nintendo. What was the last Nintendo? Oh yeah, the Nintendo Wii to then the Nintendo Wii U. Like there is a bunch of signals that indicate that it gets too much success to these companies. Sometimes get over their heads and they start doing stuff like, okay, what can we get away with? And nobody's going to bitch about it.
Hmm.
And the problem right now with the situation that Nintendo has put us all is people, like you have some people that are complaining about it, but you have so many people who are trying to use fucking inflation calculators from the internet, saying that it makes sense for games to be $80, because if you can see here in this calculator you have an increase of minus 15%. Like how the fuck do you have an increase
People are
of
like
minus
bringing up tariffs.
minus
It's like
15?
no,
I know.
that's a set price that they put.
How about
And
how
like
about this? How about that? The fact that we're in a borderline recession right now, and none of these companies care. Outside of gaming, whether or not we could afford it, they're like, hey, look, just squeeze them as dry as we can, and you know, we'll burn the whole thing later on.
When you talk
mm,
about what tariffs and stuff are doing to the price, they just did a Gamers Nexus did it's almost like a 2 to 3 hour documentary of they went and they sat down and they actually spoke to manufacturers like iBuyPower. They sat down, they talked to Kingston, they talked to Corsair. They went across the country 2 or 3 times to talk to all these companies, and they broke it down what the tariffs are actually doing to the prices. A case that iBuyPower that that was retailing for $125. That case now to retail for them to get back what they have to pay in tariffs to get it here the case is almost $300, and they said that they can't do that because they only make $5 profit on each case, and although they make 5% profit on each case, but the retailer actually makes 20% profit on the case, and the rest is costs. And so they said our tariff charge is 3 to 4 times what we would see in a normal profit margin. So what's happening right now is companies they're just not importing anything right now. What they have on their shelves, they're selling, and what they've got, you're going to see a lot of things start going back order. And that's why Microsoft's strategy right now is a win-win, because Microsoft, yes, they're going to make hardware. They're not leaving the hardware space, but they are taking their foot off of the gas, because if you look on the back of your Xboxes, they're all made in China. Digital software, there's no tariff to that, no matter where it comes from.
Part of it is made in China. Part of it's made in South Korea and Taiwan, and then it's
still the same thing in countries though.
The shell or the box itself, like the lid, like the cover, that's made in China. The chips are actually made in Taiwan.
Yeah, but all of that still, all of these countries you're talking about, they're the ones being tariffed just as bad as China.
China's actually getting the most tariffs out of all of them. That's the one that everybody's got to worry about.
And what sucks about all of this is, yes, would I rather have everything made in the U.S.? Yes, but
it would last longer. It wouldn't break.
Well, listen, because of the global
economy,
break as fast. Because of the way the global economy is set up, it would take 2 decades for the U.S. to get there, to have things set up and made here, and raw materials would still have to come from somewhere else, raw materials that we just don't have. And so you're not going to get rid of all of it. And
oh yeah,
we're not set up for that. I think TSMC is building their 3rd plant in Arizona right now, but that's not going to be done this year. And still, where's the silicon and everywhere coming from? It's still, you're not going to get away with it.
We actually have one of the biggest mines, but the government's literally preventing people from drilling right now. And 2 companies actually from China bought the land of the mining. They get first dibs on it, and it's for silicon. Yeah.
The current administration just wants these countries, namely China, where our fentanyl is coming from. They just want these countries where these drugs are coming from that are harming citizens everywhere. They just want these countries to take more responsibility about stopping it where it starts.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Hypocritical for one thing. I just want to slide that in. I think it's a little hypocritical, one thing, for our country to say that, for all the resource stealing we do in other countries, how we use child labor and Indian and Chinese labor to make cheaper products so they don't cost them a lot, and we get
the whole world does that,
whatever it is.
The whole world.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the whole world does that.
No. But that's what I'm saying. For America to make that stance on that we're not the only. They're not these other countries.
Yeah,
the only ones
he's talking about drugs.
Made. Yeah, but they're not the only ones that make drugs. They're not the only ones that make drugs. We get fentanyl running it up and down our country constantly. We need to be responsible for what happens in our country, not other countries. What they bring here, whatever happens with them, they're going.
Well, that's why the border got shut, because that reason.
Okay, this is not. Look,
guys, come on. Okay.
This is not a political podcast.
And we're not getting angry at each other either. So
shut the fuck up. Shut the hell up.
Oh,
Damn.
I'm starting to
TJ,
get
you gonna
angry
take
at
that?
everyone.
TJ, you gonna take that?
Let me just
If
say
he is,
like this is starting to get way too deep than I was imagining it was going. My intentions were just to say that Oblivion Remaster and Expedition 33 at $50 are what the industry needs, and for sure they indicate that we should try somehow to bring back the times where games were 50 and $60, because we can clearly see that
it could be
the
done.
developers and publishers don't need 70 and $80 to make a good game.
Or
They're
90.
In
just
my
doing it.
opinion, you would
They
sell
are
more games if you sold them cheaper instead
they
of selling
Oh
them
they
yeah.
more.
they are just doing that because they want to get more money all the time.
Yeah,
Of
of
course,
course.
they want to try to get more profit. Of course, but like
If
it's
something's
starting to,
cheaper, people buy it more. You get
but
more
like it's
mass
Yeah,
value.
I would agree with TJ. Yeah, I think more people would
yeah,
buy it
for
then.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
something
And
I
like
want to add on top of what you said, um, Santiago. The
Carmen Santiago?
yes,
Who in the hell is
and
Santiago?
Where is
so
Santiago?
You
so
guys are really throwing me off. You talking about
you
Marvin,
gotta
and then
pay
you're talking
attention.
about
You gotta pay
Santiago.
attention. You gotta pay attention. That's all. So anyway,
you get
so
used to it. You will get
yeah,
used to it.
Maybe
one
she
of
has
the
got
things I would
someone
say is that
in his house hiding or something.
one of the things our industry does need, like you said, is that uh, not just the price of games, but how about your spending on the games? That game, Expedition 33, is a double A game.
Yeah, and it looks
It
great. Looks
didn't even
better
cost
than
them
most
60
games.
million to make. Didn't even cost them 60 million to make.
Really?
And oh no, it didn't cost 60 million. I think it was like
Damn.
40, 50. Yeah. And so it's
Wow.
outshining everything else, but they didn't, and it looks great too. Doesn't look like a 50, a double A game. When people say double A, they're usually like,
It
oh,
looks
one of those
amazing.
indie looking games. Nah, it could be done, and there's a couple I had in mind before, but not right now. But it could be done, and you can make more money, without spending so much money.
It looks fucking better than Marathon.
That's messed up. I haven't
Yes,
even played it yet.
Wow.
I'm just
I love
saying.
it. Love it. Oh, man.
But like,
Well, you
Bob, do
play
you
Avatar?
agree? Would you say those games right now they are what the industry needs because of how they were delivered, how well they function, how fun they are, and their prices?
I would say all the above.
Yeah.
Ah,
Would
great.
you,
That's your okay. Great. I was hoping for you to
think
give me a
so.
longer answer, but no, it's just yeah.
no. Well, yes. I mean, you
No,
got
so it's no.
no. Listen.
Yes or no, goddammit.
Yes, you got games that are coming out,
He's
and
already
the
agreeing with you. I
the
mean,
games
more
I
do
are
you
just
coming
want?
broke.
out, and they're actually reasonably
I broke him.
priced. They're reasonably priced. You've got Elder Scrolls Oblivion. It hit $50. Yes, that game is it's 1 year shy of being 20 years old. And if that game
Right.
came out right now and we had never seen Oblivion before, if it came out right now, we would accept it
It's
as a Unreal Engine 5 this generation game, and we'd all be knocking the performance with the CPU utilization and the hitches and everything, which seems to be a thing with game assets being streamed in through Unreal Engine 5. But
Yeah.
it's a current gen quality game that you can relive in this generation and not feel like you
Wow,
take a time
legit.
machine back. What? Say again? I wasn't listening. My big mouth was talking.
It doesn't feel janky.
It still has that lovable jank to it though. When you go from
He
first
has
person,
more.
But
you
it
go
does
from
feel
first to
better.
third person, your guy still moves like a tank when you're walking and you're turning, and it's like, wow, this is wow. I feel like I'm
I
playing
mean,
Is there a new
just
achievement for it?
the original Resident Evil all over again. Yeah.
I
Is
mean,
it? Are there new achievements for it?
I don't know if there are
In
I don't
separate
Oblivion?
know.
achievements for it or not.
Yeah, okay.
like just you
I
can
haven't paid
watch
attention.
some like you can watch some AI videos from like AI behavior videos from the Oblivion NPCs. It still remains the same from the original game. Like it is just as stupid, dumb, and confusing as you could ever imagine, and everyone loves it.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
Bethesda said they went out of their way to make sure that it was still as funny, awkward as it was the first time you played it 20 years ago.
Weird
Nice.
dialogue, yeah.
I mean, they've even added new dialogue.
Yep, which is
So-
nice.
Yep. Me personally, I love Bethesda games. A lot of guys were saying that I don't like Starfield because this is that, and I'm like, I just look at it as Fallout in space. You know,
Yeah.
same play style and everything, and not being a bot. I thought Starfield was fantastic. Most people did, but
Yep.
when it came to the reviews, they were taking the reviews went down from other people, making it really low. But I thought the game was fantastic.
Some people say, well, it's a shit RPG, and I'm like, it's actually pretty damn good. And
Those are
someone
people
was
that
arguing
haven't played
with
it.
me.
Those are
Someone
people
was
that haven't
arguing
played
with
it
me
and
with
they
me, well,
can't play it on
Mass
Game Pass.
Effect's better, and I said Mass Effect is a good game, but the
Whoa,
best part is the story.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
Hold on,
hold on,
With
hold
Bush in
on.
here, you know. Oh no.
Hold on for a second here. Hold on a second. It's not a good game. It is a great game.
In terms
Okay.
of story, yes, it's great. In terms of the
No,
game
listen,
itself,
no. It is a great game.
it's a good RPG, but it's not good otherwise.
Hey, Bob,
Oh.
can we mute his
Starfield
mic or
just
boot?
destroys it.
I need privileges to boot or mute.
I can mute. There you
It's
go.
a
can't mute him.
masterpiece.
There you go. He's muted.
You like what again?
Yep.
You
Yep.
said
Yeah,
Starfield?
Starfield's
Yeah,
a
he
lot
did.
better, in my opinion.
Yeah,
It did.
Starfield. So what?
Don't do that, Bobby. Don't
Listen.
do that.
Listen.
Don't do that. I see you instigate. Don't do that.
What Starfield could have done better is the majority of the planets you go to are going to be desolate. Some of them are going to be uninhabitable. But you needed more planets that had like 3 or 4 planets that had main storyline civilizations on them, you know.
Even side quest too. Yeah.
So
Because in
what
the
you mean
side
really
quest,
needed-
they use the same buildings
You
all
really
over
needed
again.
more of that. And being
Yeah.
I would have loved to have been able to like fly into a starport in a new solar system. That would have been really
Right.
cool.
So you mean to tell me that the planets should have been more handcrafted
No,
instead
Yes.
of procedurally generated?
No, I agree.
No.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think they need
okay.
to do more,
The
or if
terrain,
not the planet, at least the mission, the side missions.
so the terrain being procedurally generated, I think that's part of its charm because you never know what you're going to get.
Mhm.
Right.
Yes, I
If
agree.
I can agree with.
if I go to a planet that, let's say it's not one of the mainstay planets that has one of the towns in it that that fall into that main storyline. If I go to a planet and then I tell you about it and you go to it, you could have a different experience. If it's just one of the planets
Right.
that is one of the exploring planets. What I'm saying is that outside of that procedurally generated planet, I would have liked to have seen more handcrafted civilizations on a lot more of the planets. Instead
I
of
agree.
just the 5 or 6 that we got. I would have liked to have seen a dozen, maybe 20.
That
I
They don't
can
have to
agree
be
with.
huge. They don't have to be huge cities, but something to make that planet more memorable than
Just the wildlife that running
than
around.
the wildlife, than the wildlife and the
One
plant
thing-
life.
I
There
mean,
were
the
there were a
problem.
couple planets that stood out as far as like their bases on the planets, and they were pretty big. I think it was like maybe 4 or 5 of those. and they were really, really cool. But you don't get it again after that. You get these smaller bases that are underground, and it seems like the same as the other base that you came from the last time, or they send you back to the same base to do another the same mission just about all over again.
Right.
I mean, the thing that I believe it is quite interesting is because Starfield likes to go with a way more realistic point of view in terms of what the planets are going to be and how it works and stuff, because here's the thing, the majority of the planets that we have in the universe, they are probably going to be as desolate as as, as the ones
Right.
we have in Star. You can be 100% sure of it. If you can prove to me otherwise, please do. I would definitely
Right,
love it.
right.
But
Now,
like one thing that I just don't understand in terms of Starfield, like I love how the Oblivion remaster goes. I would love to see a Fallout 3 remaster go. But like when it comes to Starfield, for some goddamn reason they start to complain about everything that a Bethesda game has in terms of like there's going to be like the amazing amount of content that you can receive and do by playing the game. There's going to be the dialogue, there's going to be the story, there's going to be the side quests. You can go wherever you want, you can be whoever you want to be and stuff. But like,
in the
oh, I don't
army.
like it. But like I don't like because it has way too much loading screens. Yes, so does Skyrim, so does Fallout 4, so does Fallout 3, so does
But those games
Oblivion.
are
And,
huge. People
and
forget.
like
Bethesda
and like
thing.
and
They
like
have to, they have
and
to load
like
that
oh
whole
the
board.
and like the Shadow Space DLC that people hated. People fucking hated that DLC. I
Really,
still have to play it.
haven't
Yes,
played it. Haven't played it.
it is a bit like people hated it. But
Really.
why? The complaints that people were having, of course, Bethesda released a DLC that was amazingly bugged. They fixed
Hmm.
it by now, but like it
Right.
was like just unplayable at the time. But
Okay.
when it got fixed, people started complaining about saying that it's too short. What do you mean it's too short? You just play the main quest. If you play Dawnguard and Dragonborn from Skyrim, you are going to have almost the same time if you just play the main quest of it. It's just more Starfield. I wanted something different, like Cyberpunk. God damn it, that's not how Bethesda works. When you have a
It,
DLC of a Bethesda
Totally
game, you
different
get more
games.
of that game. God damn it.
I would
So
have
like,
liked
I
to
don't
have
know.
seen. So in Shattered Space, the problem I had with Shattered Space was very focused on one clan, and I don't believe they did that with really any of the clans on in the base game. I would have liked to have seen more backstory, interaction, inclusion into these other organizations. And when Shattered Space comes out, it was so heavily focused on the one organization that was kind of a myth, kind of an unknown. But we didn't exactly know a whole lot about the other ones in the base game either. You should have touched on that more. It should have had
I did
more.
expect that for this one though. I did expect it just to be about the what is the Vulcan or something like that. No, something with a V. But I knew it would be like
It was
that.
Varun.
Varun,
Varun, yeah.
Varun.
House
I knew it would
Varun.
be like that.
Yep.
But I wonder. Let me ask you, Bob. Do you think, or have you guys heard that they were going to make uh, more DLC, or we would receive more DLC?
There was supposed to be one more DLC, but they have not said anything about it.
They did actually. They did at the beginning of the year. Earlier this year, they said that they are going to this year release. Give us an update on what they are working on right now. They did tell us this year we are going to get something.
I thought so.
Either
Yeah, I
this
thought so.
So like I don't know if it is going to be a major overhaul, if it is going to be a DLC, if it is just going to be a PlayStation port, which can be, it can happen, of course it can
Right,
happen.
right,
And
right.
What would
probably
you
it
want
is
to
going to
see
be
in an
situation.
overhaul, Fabio?
Wait, real quick,
No,
real quick question. Does it have 60 frames now?
Yes.
Yeah, it
it
does.
does on both
Mhm.
Series X and S.
Nice,
Yep.
nice. Okay,
It plays great. Let me tell you.
good. Cool. So, if I had to go back
Hon-
to the
hon-
joint, I know I'll be all right.
Honestly, TJ, I don't think it should have any sort of overall. Like I got the game I
Yeah, I
wanted,
agree.
I've been playing the game I wanted, and I'm loving the heck out of it. I want to explore more and more. The only thing that I would say is that Starfield is definitely the most um
Overhyped game.
if
Polarizing.
you
I
the
I
moment
do
like
gotta agree with Bushido on that. It is
like
overhyped. Is it great? No. Is it good? Yes. Is it
I think it's
amazing?
fun.
Hell no.
Yeah, I think some of the
But
hype though is our fault as gamers.
it's fun. It's for certain people.
Yeah, some of it's our fault, and some of it's what's his name?
Bethesda's fault.
What's the guy's name?
Todd Howard.
Say it again.
Todd Howard or who?
Howard?
Todd Howard. Todd Howard. Some of it's his fault too, but at the
Yeah,
same
he
time,
hyped
we
it
still
way
did get a
too
really
much.
good game.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
So
I would actually say that it is great, but not fantastic. But like I respect it, fair enough. But Bob,
It's less
what else?
Bugthesda. It's less Bugthesda at least.
we've got
Sure.
shattered
Go on,
we've
Bob.
got shattered we've got Shattered Space, and there are rumors right now
Yep.
that they're working on a new expansion. It's called Starborn. And after
That's nice.
Starborn, they said that they have possibly a third and final expansion planned for September of 2026.
Okay,
Okay,
so it's
well
So
that's good.
so
that's
Starfield
nice.
still
Okay,
has some legs for the next 2 years.
nice.
Well, then you
Nice.
got the modding community, which is going freaking insane
Yeah,
with that shit.
yeah.
I mean, they got the Halo Warthog in there.
I s-
They
You
went
can
know,
crazy.
you can use those mods
Yeah.
on Xbox right now. Series
Yeah, I
S,
know
right?
you. Yeah, you can.
I still want a little
Nice.
bit of that GTA experience though. I want to walk
Let me
into
just
I want to walk into a joint and get a lap dance from an alien.
Yeah.
God damn it. Let
I'm
me
with
just
you with
point
that,
out.
Bobby.
See this?
Let me just point out
See
what.
this face? This face is
But
saying I have a problem, and the first step is
but
admitting that
KY,
I have a
where
problem.
where are you gonna go? Which club are you gonna go to? You gonna go Los Angeles or are you gonna do it in KY in Kentucky? And eat
There's
some
no
chicken
no.
while you're getting a lap dance.
Kentucky's pretty tight here on that. So yeah, but like I want
There we
I'm
go.
sorry, I had to do that to you.
I want the Total Recall experience. I want Three
Yeah,
Boogies.
It just repeats again, repeats again, repeats again.
I would
You
love
try to
that.
change the outcome.
And then I want the guy to go, this kind of makes me wish I had another hand. Yeah.
God damn it.
Vinny!
Asshole. But like one of the things that I was about to say, God damn it, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, like there
Oh
is one
yeah.
amazing mod. There is one amazing mod for Starfield right now, which is achievement friendly. It is extremely well done. It is from one of the Bethesda verified creators, which is like you get the motherfucking Doom armor. You
Yeah,
get the
they
Really?
got Halo
Doomsday
armor, Doom
armor.
armor. They got Star Wars stuff too.
No,
Yeah, I
but like
seen
not
that.
just like the Doom armor is not like just a freebie. It's not like the Doom armor. There is an entire quest with like the moment like it is so well done. It is amazing. Like you
I'll have to
literally
download that
are
now. Thanks for letting me
playing
know.
the name of the name of the mod is Hell's Gates, I think.
Okay.
So you should try it out. It's really and who could
Is
have
it
guessed it?
available on the Xbox? Because some
It is.
mods are not on Xbox. Some are only
No, it
PC.
is. It is
Okay,
free. It
just
is
checking.
free. It is a free mod, fair enough. It is because of like the 30th or 40th anniversary of the Doom series. But anyways, Bob, what else do we have to talk about? We've been talking about Bethesda for a long time, so let's talk about Halo. Come on.
Yep.
No, go on.
We don't want Bob pulling out the rest of his hair, bro.
No.
That's not
The
fair.
rest of my hair,
That's not
dude,
nice to
I have
Bob.
got a full head. I'm not thinning or
I
anything.
know.
So we do
You
have
should
some
have.
news for the
Well,
RTS fans out there. Frostpunk 2 is going to hit Xbox Game Pass this summer.
I'll be
Nice.
playing that. That's actually a good game. It's hard as shit, but fun.
And Claire Obscure Expedition 33 has shipped 1 million copies already.
That's good.
Shipped. That's not digital.
Just after a few days, so
Yeah. Woohoo!
that's really good. That's
I
good.
like
That's
I like how you tried not to pull a Sony where you're like shipped, not
Woohoo!
sold, shipped.
Yeah. Look at that. We shipped it. We sold 1 million. What do you mean you sold 1 million? Well, we shipped them. Are they on the shelf or are they actually in a console? I don't know, but we shipped them. The retailers have already paid for them. But if they're not in the hands of the gamers, I don't want to hear about it. Anyway.
yeah, same. I agree.
Oh my god.
The Chinese mythology Souls-like Wu Chang Fallen Feathers gets its release date.
How do you pronounce it again?
Wu Chang, Wu Chang.
There
So
we go.
take Wu
I
Tang,
got you all
but
in check.
change it. Yeah.
Yeah,
July
I saw the
24th.
trailer for it. No, good.
Yeah. The trailer looked pretty wild.
Oh yeah,
Pretty
it looked
wild,
really
and
good.
She was hot. Yes.
Not my cup of tea.
All the necessary things you need for a game.
What
Any food
man
that
is
game
this
is a cup
about?
of tea.
Mm-hmm.
Let me remind you, Bobby, you are a very good married man, okay?
I
Just
am.
So
I am.
So-
Hey, Fabio, get it right. He can look, but he just can't touch.
That's right.
There's a difference.
I'm not.
there's a
but if
difference.
he's wait,
I'm not
You
even
can
allowed to
compliment a
test
woman and
drive a
say
new
she's
car.
gorgeous, but you're not saying, oh, go back to my
what
place.
happen? Okay, so what happens when you are controlling her?
Well, I
You're
mean,
just
we're
controlling her.
Like she's
Like
a robot
in
or
the
something?
video game.
That's
No,
what
the
DJ
video
said.
game. I mean, aren't you controlling the female character there?
It depends.
What
Is
you
there a
do?
secret? Is there a secret button press to make her twerk or anything something like that? I mean,
Would you like something like that?
No, it's not like GTA.
He's like, well, yeah.
yeah. And I was one of the. I was
Okay.
like, I'm one of them old school gamers. I played Bayonetta 15 times, and it's not because I like the story.
There you go, KY.
For some reason, your camera was looking down for a long time. We can understand why.
So, oh goodness. Okay, so,
We know where your imagination is.
we're gonna talk about this next topic, and then Bushido had a good idea for us to kind of go off the rails a little bit, not really focus on the gaming world, but more about our gaming individual selves. And so we're gonna take a little road down our gaming histories after we touch on this little topic. And that little topic is Bob, directed at Bushido. No, I haven't played Expedition 33 yet. Prove me wrong.
Neither have I.
I'm
Well,
waiting.
Bushido, do your defense.
I'll put
Yeah.
it this way. I know a lot of guys don't like turn-based of the turn-based RPGs. This one's really in depth. You get what they call pictos. Pictos are what you use to build your character. They'll allow you to. There's one that gives every chance you get a turn. Either you get 50% more damage, or you get 200% more damage. There are other ones that help with certain characters with their abilities, like I think it's called Last Dance. And what it does is it automatically brings you down to 1 health point. Reason being is once you're down to 1 health point, you get to put like an insane amount of damage out. The devs even made sure that as the game goes along, you could put up, and I've seen people put up numbers in the billions. And I was like, seriously? And the dev said, no, they made it so you guys just go ahead and have a good time. Have a good time and enjoy it, and go from there. And people are loving it. One of the other things too is I think that when it comes to turn-based, a lot of times people don't think of it as having a whole lot of depth to it, but it actually does because your enemies will get a shield, they'll get a buff from another enemy, certain enemies you can't hit physically. Um, you'll run out of AP points, which is basically like mana or whatever. And the story, listen, forget about everything else. The story is so good that I was talking to C Steph the other night, and I was like, this would be a fantastic movie. Just everybody always says they want an original IP, and this is an original IP. Nothing is like this. I've never played anything like this.
It looks
And
good.
oh, this is fantastic. Make sure you put on performance mode though. You play it because you get to 60 frames. But
Yeah.
the story is very engrossing and mysterious. I still don't know what's going on. I still don't know what's going on. With 27 hours into the game, I don't understand who's doing what, and is it really this person or that person or this thing? But you don't feel like as you're in a movie, you're like, all right, look, just get to the point. You don't feel like that. You get some of it peeled back little at a time, and you just continue on through the game. The scenery is gorgeous. Um, it's one of those games that you need to try at least once to experience it.
I've
And if
got it
you don't,
downloaded.
if you try to play it and it's hard, just look at some videos. There are videos out there that help tutor you in the gameplay.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
At any time, do I have to stand there and let myself get hit?
No, you do not. So what they have is a parry and a dodge system. You can beat everybody.
So it's a hybrid. That's the best way you should
Yeah.
explain it. It's a
Yeah.
hybrid of like kind of like Devil May Cry, aka like like it's fast paced, but it's also turn based.
Right.
So yeah,
So
action and turn based.
right. You when they come up to attack you, you can just dodge it, and you get perfect dodges. You can go untouched if your timing is right. Mine's been sucky. Let's get that straight.
I know where KY Bob's going with this, because as soon as he
Mhm.
said you have to sit there and take it, well, that means like
Oh, I thought he was talking
old
indie
school
stuff.
old school games where you would have to sit there and wait your turn, and then the enemy gets to kick your ass, and
No,
then
no,
hopefully you got enough health, and then you kick their ass, but
nope,
then they kill you right afterwards. Like
nope.
you'd have
You could
no
dodge, you
options.
could
You have
parry.
to wait.
Yep,
Yeah.
you could dodge and parry. You could beat any boss.
Okay, so they
Just
did a
dodge and
better
parry.
job than Final Fantasy. Okay, good.
Okay. You piqued my interest. Bob might actually play that this weekend now.
Yeah, me too. Cause
Right.
I was in the same boat as you, Bob. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
I-
feel like sitting there waiting and
'Cause I
waiting and
saw
getting my ass kicked. No thanks. That's boring.
I've seen the videos of people playing it. I've seen the reviews, and that's one thing they didn't exactly touch on. Yes, I knew that they had this system in place where if you move in just right, you get a perfect move in, you get first attack, and then y- you had these button presses that you could do but they didn't say that you could keep doing that each time they tried to attack you. I just thought
Yes.
it's sometime it's going to be a traditional turn based, and that's what I don't like. I don't
No.
even like XCOM type games. I don't like tactics games
Oh, I
because
love
they are
XCOM.
So
I
so
freaking love
XCOM
XCOM.
is okay, but I like I said earlier, I only like strategy games. Overhead, like Civilization I could play because it has a whole different dynamic. But games like Final Fantasy and this, luckily you kind of explained it, and then I pieced it together finally. it's going to be a game that me and Bob will actually try because, like I said, I was in the same boat as he was. I was like, I'm not going to download this shit if it's going to be where I'm getting my ass kicked and I don't even get to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
No,
So,
no, it's unique.
Okay.
Very
Okay.
unique game.
that's good.
Okay. I've been set. I've been set straight, and yeah, yeah. So we're going to get on to our new area of the podcast that will happen every week. You know, some podcasts have guess that game. Some podcasts have, I don't know what the other ones are called, but this one, this is called
Yes, the
Confessions.
team. It's the
Confess.
Cleveland Browns.
No, this is called Confessions of a Gamer Boy. This
What
What?
this new part of the show is called Confessions
Mm,
of a Gamer Boy. And this is where
okay.
we will talk about our gaming journey and certain portions of it and certain aspects. And tonight the aspect that we're going to talk about is how our likes and dislikes and the genres that we may not have liked 15, 20 years ago, we really like them now, or we still don't like them, or I've always liked this and this is all I'm going to play. And yeah, so
Okay.
I'll start it off with Bob hates turn-based strategy now. Turn-based RPG. I hate it. And that's ironic because when I got my PlayStation, the very first PlayStation, the very first game that I bought with it was Final Fantasy VII. And I played the crap out of Final Fantasy VII, and Final Fantasy VII was true and blue, the original, not the remake. It was true and blue turn based,
Yep.
and it was frustrating, but I stuck with it and I enjoyed it because I overcame it. Now, no, Bob no like, Bob no like at all. Now, my favorite games are shooters, survival games, adventure games, and over the top or isometric real time strategy games. And not to knock TJ's one of his favorites, but I don't like Civilizations because Civilizations doesn't let me micromanage. If I like Age of Empires,
It's not my favorite.
well, I like
Command Conquerors.
Age of Empires, Command and Conquer, and Tempest Rising because if I wanted
Yeah.
to, and I seen just some dude lost out and just by himself, I can select one guy or one tank and tell that to go kill him. Or I can
I like that too.
I can right click, drag a box over the entire army and tell it what to go destroy and they'll do it. I don't like the our civilizations there, you know, you can control groups and some real time strategy games I don't like where the land is set out. You can't like get really in detail. It's more like a topographical map where they're set up in like little octagons and you have to move from this area to this area. I don't like that either. I like yeah. Um and I've always liked those. And I used to, when I first started playing games, I liked turn based strategy. And now I hate it. I can't stand it. I got better things to do with my time than a battle to take 15 minutes. Um, Fabio, sir,
Yo.
how have your likes, dislikes, preferred genres, how have your gaming tastes changed over the progress of your gaming career?
Um, Honestly, when I started gaming, I couldn't stand and had no intention to play any sort of multiplayer. The only multiplayers that I cared were co-op, couch co-op. I never, when I was growing up, like I've never had the courage or the interest to go into an online match. So I didn't play any online Halo, any online fighting games and stuff, because I was always scared to like But what if I lose? What if I perform badly? Nowadays, I'm fucking addicted to it. I cannot live without playing like my Halo multiplayer. Love to play my Tekken 8 or Street Fighter 6 online. I love to watch videos from people playing matches online, either from shooters, fighting games, and stuff. And it is like just one hell of a time to me. Another thing that now it didn't change since the beginning is I don't like survival horror. I never enjoyed any sort of survival horror game. But have you never experienced that space? I haven't. I don't. I don't like to be scared. I don't like to have jump scares, and that has been me since the beginning in both gaming and movies as well. So like at the end of the at the end of the day, the only movies that I watched and I was like, okay, this is not scary was the first Alien. And like I watched it, of course, way after the original release. Of course,
Never
let's
heard of
Right.
it.
let's be honest. Seriously, you never heard of Ridley Scott's Alien? Seriously, no?
Hmm.
No.
Oh my
Hey,
fucking.
when you, I'm sorry, I was
Ooh.
eating. You did